So another big misconception in Judaism is idea of dogma. So I think this fits into a lot of the things we'll discuss. Everything is up for debate. Really, I would say the only dogma in Judaism are the fact that there is a God, like one God, and that the Torah is his divine revelation to the Jewish people. But everything else is kind of up for debate. We talked about it a little bit in choosing people rather than the chosen people misconception, that Jews stated at Sinai that we'll do first and we'll understand after. So everything is kind of up for debate. Nothing is dogmatic. It's just how it is, other than God and the Torah, pretty much. And all the rules of the Torah are up for debate. So we're going to talk about it in the clarification of homosexuality, which a lot of people seem pretty upset about. And good thing I put a trigger warning on that one. But how it's debated. So there's obviously the laws forbidding it, but how it's forbidden and what the ramifications of it are up for debate. So there's a lot of different ideas, and that's pretty much how the whole of the Torah is. People want to make everything like a dogma, but that's not really the Jewish way, that everything can be argued and is argued, pretty much debated. That's the bulk of, well, half the Talmud. The Gemara, and I haven't studied the Talmud as much. I've learned how to study the Talmud, but haven't spent nearly enough hours studying it. But it's all just debating the laws. It's from every angle, trying to understand from every viewpoint possible. And that's really what it's about in terms of like no set dogmatic laws. There's no pope or something to say, like in Christianity, that this is how it is and that word is final. Everything is up for debate. And the nuances are very important. So we'll discuss that later, but I think this is another big misconception that people have about Judaism and don't understand why there's so many differing opinions of things. And Islam is kind of the same way. So if you understand how to study Torah, studying Islam is not that difficult in terms of there's lots of different scholars with lots of different opinions of what each line can mean. So Judaism is pretty much functions the same way. All these different rabbis have their own opinions, and then the rabbis kind of come together and decide which is the most appropriate opinion. But different sects even, and groups of Orthodox Jews or different Jewish groupings, not just Orthodox within the Orthodox community, but there's also the Reformed, Conservative, different groups like that have very differing ideas about a lot of this stuff. So I think that's an important concept, and we'll just touch on it so that in the future people understand that's why there can be so many different opinions, because there's really no dogma there. It's just all debatable of what the line actually means and how it should be enacted, right? You see with holidays and different things, they don't give you specifics of how it necessarily should be celebrated. They just tell you about the holiday to celebrate it, and then because of the oral traditions passed down from the Torah, we understand how to celebrate it. And then the rabbis debate even in that of like the nuances of how to celebrate according to the oral tradition. So that's a very important misconception that a lot of people have of Judaism, and it's very important to understand that. So in the future, when we discuss certain things, there'll be multiple opinions of how it should be enacted, and that's the reason why. So I wish everyone the blessing of being able to sift through all that. And in life, we talk a lot about lots of different ideas in life, and thinking of everything critically from every angle you possibly can, because that's normally the right answer. And I think that's a great strength from studying the Talmud that Jews take into the world, is looking at it from so many different angles. So when you have a problem in life, it's very easy to get tunnel vision and we kind of hit our head against the wall. So step back sometimes and try to see it from another angle, and maybe you'll be surprised at the solutions you find or the new perspective you gain from looking at things in the other angle. And as always, let's do this, people. Save the humans.
Trying to be a better man. Oh yeah. Trying to do the best I can. Oh yeah. And I'm gonna do right thing. Do right thing. No matter what they want to say. And I'm gonna still fight for you. Still fight for you.